How to use Photopea, tutorial for beginners. Hi there, today we will be learning about Photopea and how to use it. This is actually a software where it is a web-based image editing platform that allows you to modify and enhance photos to create new images. It is similar to popular programs like Adobe Photoshop but is available for free and can be accessed directly through a web browser without the need of installing any software. So for us to begin, you can go to your browser and just simply search for photopea.com, and then you'll be routed into this page where this is what will welcome you, where you can see that there are different formats on how to use Photopea. Either it's a Photoshop project or a sketch, PDF, raw file, AI Illustrator or Adobe Illustrator. You can definitely use that here. And here are some sources as well of your storage where you can also import that here on Photopea. But for us to start creating our own project here, what you can do is you can actually click on new project, or you can open a file from your computer, or you can simply drag and drop the file from your folder into the Dropbox that is provided in Photopea. Once you have pasted the or dropped the image, it will automatically route you into this page here, where this is where the editing happens. Similar to format to Adobe Photoshop, where you have the file, the menu bar here on the top part. Where you have file, this is where you can open other projects, where you can save the project that you're creating, or you can even export this image into other formats like PNG, SVG, GIF, MP4, and you can also print it here as well. So you also have the option to export the layer or a lot more here. So another thing here is edit. This is where you can click on undo and redo. You can copy and paste the different layers or different parts of the image or the project that you're creating. And this is where you can transform as well, or this is basically how you will be able to um, navigate or work into your image. So basically, all the informations that you will find here when you hover and click on these options, it's actually all the tools that you can use to improve or to enhance the image that you are working on here. So here you have under image, you can actually change the canvas size. So if you want it into a larger canvas, which means this is the um, it's like the background of the image where you are inputting the prod or the image that you have uploaded. But if you don't want to change the canvas size, you can actually change the image size, where this would actually improve as well the quality of your image. So for example, you will change the width to 10,000 pixels, which means when you will zoom in into your image, it actually makes it sharper. So this can definitely be used if you are planning to print this image into a larger um, paper or a larger canvas that you have, or if you, for example, like billboards and the like, so if it will be printed out, it would not look like pixelized. So for example, I lowered down the image size here, and as you can see, the lesser the pixels are in a picture or in an image, it actually does not have, or it actually creates a pixelized, or it does not look sharp here on our project that we are creating. So here you actually have other tools as well where you can do the adjustments. So this basically under image is how you will be able to format and resize the image that you are currently working on. Here, so you can set it up. So no matter, even though you're just changing the width of that image that you are changing the size, it does not matter since it's automatic, or the height and the width of the image or the um, project that you're working on is linked to the height. So if you will be adjusting its width, it automatically adjusts the height as well. So here under layer, you will be able to see, or this is where you will be able to add a new layer, or if you want to adjust a new layer, you're also able to arrange that here. You can add animations and a lot more. Under select, this is how you will be able to modify if you are selecting a certain part of the image, and then you can definitely modify that there as well. And under filter, there are different filters that you can use, like different effects like 3D, blur, distort, pixelate. You can even render and sharpen the image. And here under view, this is how you will be able to change the view that you are currently navigated, or that you are currently looking into the image. So for example, you want to zoom in or zoom out, or just fit the image to screen so that you'll be able to see or to differentiate on how the image or the project is looking. And here under window, you can actually modify that here. So if you want a specific part of these options here to be shown into your workspace, you can definitely click on the check mark, and then that would definitely be shown or loaded here into your workspace. So for example, like the history, it's currently checked under the windows. So if you will click on history, it will be shown here, as you can see on the upper right corner of the screen. So other tools as well are being found here on the left side panel of the screen, where you have the select tool, you have the another rectangle tool, the lasso select, polygonal select, magnetic lasso select. You also have the magic wand, you have the crop tool, the perspective crop, and all of these images will definitely help you improve your project or the image that you are currently working on. So let's try out the lasso tool. So what you can do is you can actually freehand or draw a or enclose a specific object freehand if you want that image to be, or that specific part of the image to be edited out without affecting the other parts of the image that you have. So another thing here is the magnetic lasso tool, where instead of having it freehand, it actually automatically locks into a specific point into your project, where it will allow you to outline the subject that you currently have here. So for example, you just want to enclose or select the structure that we have here. You can actually use the magnetic lasso tool, and then it will automatically lock into the corners of the image that we have. This is very helpful, especially if your subject has a lot of curved lines or curved sides. This would definitely help you a lot. And another thing here is a magic wand tool, where automatically when you click on a specific part of the image, it automatically selects the image with the same color. So here under crop tool, you can resize it here if you just want to save or have a specific part of the image to be added into your project, and you want to exclude certain parts of the image, you can definitely do so as well. And then there is also a X mark or a check box or a check icon here, where if you want to save the changes that you made, you can click on the check mark. But if you want to discard the changes that you made, you can just click on Next. So here is another item that you can work on, where this is the spot healing tool brush. So for example, you are working on a portrait or a face, and then you want to remove a blemish or a pimple, you can definitely use this tool so that you can erase the pimple, and then it will be replaced with the same skin tone that your subject has. So here you can even change as well on what source you want to get the brush, or where the part of the image will be pasted into the blemish. And here as well is the brush tool, where you can do or draw a freehand image or a freehand writing here on the image that you have. Here you also have the stamp tool, where if you will be right clicking your mouse and on a specific tool, it actually opens you to a lot more options or a lot more tools that you can use that work similar to the current tool that you're choosing, but it only differs with how you will be able to navigate or use that specific tool. So here on the lower right side of the panel, you can see that there is a color. This is actually where you can choose a color. For example, you are using a brush and then you want to change that color, you can just click on that color here. Here on this left side panel, you can see that there are a lot of tools. So for example, you want to adjust, that's the first option. And when you click on P, those are the settings that you can use if ever you're adding a paragraph or text into your image. And there is also other gallery or a stock image that you can also make use here on Photopea, where they actually help you with the option. So here you can see that there's history. This is the um, actions that you have made while editing the photo, and on the swatches are the colors that you've used on this image as well. So here on bottom of the bottom part of the history, as you can see that there are layers. This is how you will be able to manage the layers that you have. So this is where you can see the different layers on your project. This is where you can differentiate the original and the duplicate layer that you have, and you can even change its setting or overlay setting, like you want to multiply or darken. You can also have the option to burn that specific layer and also change the opacity as well. So you have that option. So you have an icon here which is an eye icon. This will actually allow you to hide and then hide the specific layer. If in case you don't want the original layer to be shown, you can click on the hide or the eye icon, and then it will hide the original image that you have. So here is the layer style. On the bottommost part here on the right side panel of the screen, you have a lot more settings where there's a link icon if you want to link two layers. There is an effect where you can actually choose the layer style, the mask icon if you want to use a mask for a specific layer, and here as well on the contrast icon where there's a circle and that's divided into two with the one side shaded. You can choose the or adjust the settings or color settings of that specific image. Here you can add a folder, and the next item here is like the page icon. That is how you will be able to add a layer, and next to it would be delete the layer. And that's basically it. And here below the menu bar, you can see that there's a lot of settings that you can work on. So for example, you are using this stamp tool and you want to change the brush size, you can actually use that here. So for example, you want to change the blend mode, you can change the size of the brush, the opacity, and you can even have the option to align that as well. So once you're done with editing the image, you can now click on file, and then you can either export the image into another format like PNG, SVG, GIF, and then when you, for example, you click on JPG, you have the option here to, or there's a pop-up box here where you can rename the file. You can even change the size of the image here as well, and you can also change the format. So for example, you decided later on that you just want PNG for this file type, and then you can also change the size or the width of the image, and you can even change the quality. So the higher the quality, the sharper the image would be, but the larger the file size is, and the lower the quality, the file size is lower, but the quality is also not good. So as you can see, when I click on OK and save, it automatically will be downloaded into my folder or into my computer. And that's basically how you'll be able to use Photopea using your web browser. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.